These are characteristics you see in addiction. But one of the things we haven't really talked about with the other cycles is the replacement or coexistence of other addictions. And this sometimes does mess up the cycle of addictions because maybe there's some guilt and shame or fear or anxiety, and so they'll medicate that with caffeine, sugar, working out, shopping, or whatever. And so it doesn't sometimes look like you have this just sex addiction cycle. Sometimes with the sexual addict, you have cycle within a cycle or an extension of a cycle. For example, suppose the female sex addict is acting out and she just had her third encounter this month with an anonymous man. She's married, she's a Sunday school teacher, she's got 3 kids, and this is her third time this month, and so she feels really bad. And so as she starts to kind of tail down on the feeling bad from the acting out, now she takes her credit card and goes on a shopping spree. So she's actually gone from one addiction, kind of gone down, and now is arced onto another one. And after the shopping spree, she might feel regret and eat a whole bunch of ice cream because she feels really bad that she spent that money because her husband's going to be mad at her. And so we can actually see the sex cycle, the shopping cycle, the eating cycle, and then coming back to the sex cycle. Okay, any of these things can happen as we kind of progress through looking at the different cycles of addiction. So sometimes when you're working with Joe, Janet, or Harry, or whatever their name happens to be, you need to be sensitive to the fact that one addictive cycle may be interlocked with another addictive cycle. And sometimes you have to kind of language that for them to see it so that they can start making progress. If they can start seeing the interrelatedness, then you can maybe help them stop that, because it might be the ice cream over here that's creating the weight gain for the woman that makes herself feel so bad that she wants to go back out and be reaffirmed by a strange man that she's actually sexually attractive because her husband is very discounting of her physically. Okay, so if we can stop the ice cream, that stops the spending, that stops the acting out, maybe we can help her all the way around to make some progress, okay? And men have their own different cycles they go through. We all have our way of dealing with this, and this is one, the interactive cycle in which some sex addicts have. And this is what one of the things Goodman is highlighting here for us. And I want you to know that as a clinician, take your time with your client. Ask him what happens afterwards. Be very, very specific. Where do you go? What do you do? What are you eating? Why? Okay, for some people, the interactive aspect of their sexual addiction is a sleep binge. It's not really depression. They just crash and they just sleep. For other people, it is some necessity to compensate. Okay, it's not necessarily an addictive pattern, but they have almost a need to compensate in their relationship. So what they'll do is become overly nice, overly busy, doing the housework, doing the project, buying a gift, or doing some kind of behavior that compensates for them in their acting out. So again, if you can help them see the after cycle, it's kind of like, remember we were talking about, if you can see the acting in cycle and you can see the acting out cycle, well, if you can see the after acting out cycle, that can also be very helpful for them to realize how they tend to medicate, numb, address, or divert addressing the...
Does someone you love suffer from drug addiction? Accidental drug overdoses are the #1 cause of unnatural deaths. Don't wait until it's too late. Call our 24/7 helpline at 1-800-648-6734. A caring addiction specialist is awaiting your call.